better than 3 whole brand new Drake albums. I'm not even fucking kidding. It's got more bounce, bro. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome to the Atrioc broadcast here on May 18th, 2026. How the hell are you? Meowdy. Leather corduroys, fruit bowl, spunky lahoma, cinnamon tea. Cinnamon tea is a nice name. Hat matter. Something in here. Bear Lux. Nikkei. Jay Clurin. How the hell are you? How the hell are you guys doing? How you guys doing this fine Monday afternoon? Win something for the rhyme. I'm hoping to start streaming earlier. I really did want to today, but I was working on this this Thomas Massey presentation, which is now done and ready to go. So excited to do it in a bit. Lots to say before in the banter part. Number one, I fucking called it. Hera 3-0 comeback down 2 games, wins the finals of Grubby's event. He didn't even believe it, bro. He didn't even believe it. I told him he was up against Yamato. Where's my coaching trophy? Where's my Thug Finals trophy? Because the finals of Grubby's tournament was Yamato Cannon, who I beat 2-0 on ladder, and Hera, who I beat 2-0 on ladder. So I just don't understand, like, why, where's the Thug Finals trophy? Excuse me. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, though. Anyway, it was really, really fun to watch. Great games. Everyone got remarkably good at the game in a relatively short period of time, and it was well casted and fun to watch. Even Soda Poppin', who didn't, I didn't know he liked Warcraft that much, was a great caster. Hey, shitty guy, Mr. Atrioc, first time, long time here. I want you to be the first to know. After 2 long years in the job hunt, I'm finally baby girl. Does baby girl mean you got the job, or you got a job, or what does that mean? What? I don't understand. I'll give you a confused W. You didn't get a job. Okay, I see. Well, slay, I guess. Car Juggernaut, thank you for the prime. Misael, thank you for the prime. Peaches AC, thank you for the prime. Gavin R, thank you for the 31 months. Speaking of Gavin, I might do a little Hitman later, possibly. A little warm-up freelancer. In case we ever get this Squeaks time pinned down, I want to have my my skills a little bit unatrophied. Possibly. Cavs winning without LeBron would be so funny. I mean, I don't think the Cavs are going to win, but who knows? How's the OKC game going? OKC Spurs. It would be so awesome if the Spurs win this series. It would be awesome. It would be great. It would be great. I would cheer for Mussolini and Stalin's basketball team against OKC. And if they teamed up to play some fucking dirty ball, I would still cheer for them over OKC. And Spurs I kind of like. So I will be cheering for them. Although I am already as a a bit of a worrier on the basketball side. I'm worried that Wemby's just going to win the next 10 years and it's going to be unstoppable and it's going to be broken. I am worried about like a Wemby dynasty starting so early. What a horrible time to not be a Spurs fan. He's the faker of basketball. He hasn't won anything yet. I understand that Wemby is very tall in a game like basketball where being tall is good, but he's not the faker of basketball. Faker has 6 championships. Faker is the all-time undisputed GOAT. You guys are underrating Faker to give that Faker is more like LeBron, but even still, this is more of a credit to basketball being more competitive than league. Faker's achievements relatively are even greater than LeBron. Like Faker is the undisputed GOAT of League of Legends. Do you know what I'm saying? And there is a dispute in basketball. So Faker's more like Bronny level. Exactly. Wemby is the Michael Jordan of basketball. I'm going to tell Bron you said that. I'm going to tell on you. Do it. First of all, me and LeBron James were tight. So nothing could get between our friendship. And then secondly, LeBron James is well aware of Faker's dynasty and looks up to him as a competitor. So I wouldn't worry about it. Dyslexic Frog, thank you for the holy shit, the 10 gifties. Much appreciated. Thank you. Small update on the Melody Wright video. I saw a stat today that house listings have hit their highest point since 2020. So definitely she's on to something. I mean, now that I'm looking for it, I am seeing more signs of a large surge in house listings that are not selling. What is Dr. House listing? Probably Vicodin, I guess, if I had to figure it out. Mr. Grimm, thank you for the 16 months. Manateel, thank you for the 13. Hannah Cabana Bonanza, thank you for the 12. How the hell are you guys? What's going on? You know, we could banter for a little bit. I do have a presentation I want to give about a very important election tomorrow featuring Thomas Massey, but I'll get to that in a second. Electruxo, thank you for the prime. Do you think Kash Patel will get sacked before Halloween? It's a great question. I don't know. He's really having a bit of a slow motion meltdown right now, but I don't know if he'll get sacked. So far, Trump has only sacked women. Trump has been going around firing all the women from his cabinet, but hasn't yet gotten around to the men. So it remains to be seen. But if there's the first one to go, it probably would be Kash Patel. Secretly Raccoons, thank you for the tier 1 3 months in advance. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Show match with Hera. Is he live? Here's the thing. Here's the honest answer to your question. Of course, there's a part of my brain that wants to go, let's put fucking 5 racks on it, show match me and Hera. I would love to do that. There's another part of my brain that is a friend that says, is it just me trying to siphon the moment or the attention from someone who just won the tournament? You know what I'm saying? It feels a little petty. It feels not like a good thing to do. It feels like I should just be happy for my friend. And do you understand? So that's why I am not doing it. Maybe if we did it offline. Yeah, maybe if we did it off. But then I would still tell you. I'm not going to keep that to myself. I'm not going to keep that to myself. All I'll say, look, I'll give my little smiley face, which is that I, just out of sheer stupidity, grinded the game at the same time as all the competitors, and I beat them all on ladder. So I feel good about it. I don't know what I would have done in the tournament. All I know is that I beat Yamato 2-0. I beat Hera 2-0. And I feel good about it. And I had a good time. And I was able to help my friends and coach them. I think I gave Simply some good advice. I think I gave Hera some good advice. And they all did well. So that's all I really got to say. At the end of the day, it was fun to be a spectator and a commentator, and it was fun to watch. And I really liked that Grubby hosted it. By the way, I think Hera is trying to do a similar tournament for Age of Empires featuring, I don't know, like Day 9 and Grubby and me and some other people. And so I'm going to be part of that. Ideally. So it should be fun. It should be fun. And then I want to do one for Hitman. The problem is I need a team. Grubby had a team. I need to find some people who are good at organizing things. I can get the people, but I can't organize it, to be honest. So I'll see what I can find. But I would love to host a Hitman streamer tournament because if any of you saw the Hitman tournament that I was in, I found it to be extremely fun and more importantly, extremely easy to watch. Like Hitman esports in that way is like actually very easy to follow in a way that I didn't expect. And so I think it would be really cool. Get Squeaks? I would get Squeaks. I'll get Squeaks and Clint and maybe Moon and maybe Sneaky who plays Hitman. I'll try to get all those people. That would be really fun. Calais, thank you for the 55 months. Thank you for the 55 months. Not Monkey Ball Chain Together. Very likely I will never play Monkey Ball Chain Together again as long as I fucking live. But I am glad that we beat that level. Shout out Lud, that was fun. Very likely I'll never touch that with a 500-foot pole. Truly one of the worst Fridays of all time. But I do have a pride in it, and I'm very glad that neither Lud or I quit. Although if we did keyboard and mouse, it probably gets way easier now that we've already done that part. Shout out Chud. What is that stand for something, or you just oh, you mean Chudwig. Slavo, thank you for the prime. Thank you for the prime. Have you played Egging On? I actually did play Egging On, and I didn't like it, but I'm sure someone does. FYI, an hour in, I said if you guys get it in an hour, I'd give 50, and then you guys took 9 more hours. Okay, so divide 50 by 9 and give me that many. We did get it, though. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like you still owe us subs. It's just like you have to figure out the fucking... Yeah, multiply it by 9, actually. You ever play Pokemon Showdown? Bro, have I played Pokemon Showdown? I'm a beast at Pokemon Showdown. We used to run Pokemon Showdown money matches all the time. That shit was gas. It's fun. The problem is I don't like, and this is going to get me hate from the Pokemon community. And I'll be the brave one to say it. I'll stand up in the courtroom and I'll say, no, this cannot stand. Double battles blow. I don't care about double battles. I want to send out one Pokemon at a time like it's a fucking, like it's the classic Pokemon thing. Why am I watching double battles every time? Boo, double battles. They suck, dude. They fucking suck. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to play. Is that a Wiimote? You think I control my air conditioning with a Wiimote? I do, and this is Wiimote. Good call. You first I wave it. It's not even. I'm not even pressing the button. What I do is I'm moving my me, who walks across the screen and turns on the digital AC, which connects to the real AC. Retrogrades, thank you for the 5 gifties. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Wait, that's the 50 divided by 9. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Let's play Tomodachi. Not my kind of game, I think. My kind of game is 12 hours of Monkey Ball or a presentation on Kentucky's elections. There is no in between. There are no normal games. Or it's dead silent in recent months. Dead silent RTS grinding, which is my true passion lately. God, there's something about an RTS game, man. They get your brain fully lit up. We need a Bionicle RTS. Shit, bro, you make it. Be the change you want to see in this world. Get out there and make a Bionicle RTS. Mr. Big Atrioc, can you speculate about the government alien discourse situation? You believe in aliens, bro? Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, there are some crazy unexplained things, like how my chatters still find it funny to type glizzy day after day, week after week. They must be aliens. They must be from a different life. Okay? It's the only explanation. I think more realistically, the alien discourse gets trotted out whenever any administration needs a distraction, but Trump has definitely gone to that well a couple times. So I'm not convinced they have anything of any real knowledge. But this time for sure, huh? I mean, if you go far enough out, I do believe there is some other life form. I don't think we're the only ones in this whole great big fucking galaxy. But have we seen them? No. Hey, Lieutenant A, when you were in college, did you have any friends that became boring to talk to because they only talk about their course? I went to ASU. Nobody talked about their fucking course. Bro, the teachers didn't even talk about it, bro. They were talking about fucking the party last night. What are you talking about? No, I mean, realistic answers. I don't. You have people that only talk about the course outside of class and it's your friends? It's weird. They should talk about, at worst, their autistic interests. Like, if they're only talking about coursework, they're not your friend, they're your classmate. It's you in a study group thinking, wow, these are my best friends, but they only want to talk about our project. Why do my best friends only want to talk about getting our project done? It's so strange. Hey, thank you for the 44 months, Panda with a machine gun. Have you ever thought about doing cameos as a side hustle? I'm not above it. If I needed the skrill, but right now, thankfully, my positions are doing quite well, which is kind of the real side hustle. I tell you what, you gold crash, couple oil stocks crash, couple. Then I'm fucking glizzy. Hey there, glizzy gobbler. Thanks for the 5 cameo dollars. Happy birthday to you. But right now, I feel quite not like I don't need to do that. Dude, here's the thing. This is the honest answer of I'll know that I need the money when I start cashing in the sponsor money I haven't been paid, which, by the way, I might never get. It literally is so crazy that I've done sponsorships and I just never submit the invoice. So I'm doing it for fucking free. And like they're not gonna hound me to pay me. And it's like I need to fucking track them down and get paid. It's crazy. It's lunacy, honestly. Atrioc's Coke habit, but you spelled habit wrong. Thank you for the 16 gifties. No, the 5 gifted. I'm sorry. Bro, you're fucking up their quarterly expense sheets. Look at me, dude, sticking it to the man. Look at me. I knew the best way to take down this big business tycoons was to accept all their sponsorships, then do them for free. So I fuck up their taxes. They can't balance the thing because they have I'm fucking playing the long game, bro. Holy shit, you're so devious. Yup. I'm in the shadows, bro. They can't fight me. Blaine's the name. Thank you for the prime. Funky, thank you for the prime. K-Dunce, thank you for the prime. 25 months, that's crazy. Lemonade stand is fun, and I love Big A clips. Keep yapping, glizzy cow. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Acecraft was literally taken off American app stores. So they're not paying my ass. They are not paying my ass, bro. Fuck, it's been so long now. That was, by the way, like the biggest sponsorship I ever had. I only took it because they gave me the Ludwig rate. They needed to fill in, and I got what Ludwig would have made, and I was like, well, I gotta do that. And then I just never got paid because I never submitted. I have to do it. 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 But it always feels good to like not. Do you think your sponsors are using Rocket Money to find a way to pay you? Yeah, as long as they use my code, I guess it all works out. Lucky Kitten, thank you for the 34 months. I've been enjoying the Big A channel for supplementary Big A content while busy with schoolwork. Yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. We got a Big A clip cooking today about Thomas Massey. Yo, Atrioc, England is basically imploding because of a sensible PM with absolutely no personality. Why can't politics be boring again? I mean, you could tell me. I would disagree that Keir Starmer is purely sensible. I think that's I'd say he's better than the person who's currently. He's better than Farage, but I would push back on the idea that Keir Starmer is like doing a great job. He just has no riz. I think he has no riz, and he's also directionless, rudderless. I think like Keir Starmer, or maybe Labor in general, would be pretty good at like functionally running some day-to-day aspects of government, but they're not good at tackling big intractable challenges right now, which are slowly but surely draining the UK of its wealth and resources. But anyway, that's a different fucking discussion, bro. British. If you got paid by your sponsors, maybe you could afford a credit card. I can afford a credit card. I don't use a debit card because I'm broke. That doesn't make sense, by the way. That's the opposite. It's not a fucking broke thing. Broke streamer. If you're a broke boy, just say so. I guess I'm saying so. Australian Labor made massive changes to prevent housing investing. They did. They really did. And I am reading and learning more about it. And I do. If you want my early take, I'm actually quite impressed. Though whether or not it will work is another question. There's a lot of entrenched power and a lot of current loopholes, basically, that make a two-tier system. I think they're trying to do something really, really hard without any pain. And I'm not sure that's possible. They're trying to do it so nobody gets hurt, but they fix it for the future. But I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. But I'll say I respect it. I respect their attempt to actually govern, to take these big fucking problems and like, well, let's do something. I appreciate it. I do respect it. The Game Bro, thank you for the 18 months. I live in Berlin and I have asbestos in my apartment, so rent's relatively cheap. I hope they keep the asbestos in. 2026 housing economy, bro. We're praying for black mold so we can get discounted. I mean, I can fully relate to what you're saying because I lived in an apartment in San Francisco when I first moved there to work at Twitch, and I had no fucking money, and they paid me the lowest paid employee at Twitch. And the only reason I could afford it was with a roommate and black mold. And so the fucking landlord was like super hands off, didn't fix anything, didn't do anything. And, you know, we paid him in fucking cash in the laundry fucking thing. I mean, it was bad. It was bad, but it was like I could afford it, and it was like close to work. It was sketchy, bro. It was this Russian guy named Vladimir, not Putin, although he could be a landlord in San Francisco. And he had literally the classic. He was like the stereotype. He had like the tracksuit almost and the chain. He's an old man. He's like fucking 70 something. And then one day, because you could only raise in San Francisco, you can only raise rent a certain amount. You know, I don't know the certain fucking percentage, but during the years I was there, like obviously it was kind of a boom year in San Francisco. And I remember him talking about wanting to burn the place down. Like, to me, like he had read an article about other landlords that were burning their place down so they could evict the tenants and sell the land. And he was like, yeah, could be an interesting idea, in a Russian accent. And I was like, that's not funny. That's not funny. I'm not laughing. Man, it is really funny. It is really. He's an ethical businessman. You are literally laughing now. Well, it's funny now because I didn't die in a fire or have my apartment burned down with all my stuff inside. That is why it's funny. But, Big A, if you got that NVIDIA money, how come you never posted a spread pick? Fucking a money spread pick? Fucking true, bro. Tell you what, I'll do it right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All ones, baby. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fuck. Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's right. Actually, peeking out. A fucking Franklin. Was it spread across your arm? Well, there's just not that much. There's just not that much. Need all those dollars because your lack of a credit card? Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, bro. I'm gonna vote in the Alabama Democratic primary tomorrow. Do you think I should have any hope that Democrat win anything in Alabama? The odds are slim, but you should just do it. You should vote for it. It's a part of a process, and it depends on what's the size of the district. I mean, you could win a district in a city. Not impossible. Just do it, but get into the habit of doing it. I unironically pay over $2,000 on credit card annual fees, not interest. Beast, dude. Fucking beast. You do it for the flex, though. You do it for the flex. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, Truck, I'm working in journalism making $70K. Well, this is good money compared to my hidden. I don't know what that says. Considering the industry, do you think I should tough it out or pivot? I mean, you like doing it? Here's the thing. Here's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to get across. This is not what I think the world should be like. I'm just telling you what we're seeing. It's that in any industry, it's not so much about picking the right industry as it is every industry is bifurcating to where the top 10% of that industry are making a lot of money and everyone else is getting squeezed. You're seeing it happen all over. So it's like whether you can see yourself finding a way into that. It's a K-shaped job market is what I'm trying to get at. It's like the top percent of accountants are making a lot of money. The top percent of chefs are making a lot of money. The top percent of any job listing, gardeners are making a lot of money. But it's just not, it's not evenly distributed. Top 10% of streamers. Yeah, I mean, true. Can't you say top heavy instead of K-shaped? It's funnier. Sure, it's top heavy. Is that... Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's top heavy. It's a guy, and Song Beam gets heavy top. So it was great to have you out for the tournament this weekend. I'm proud of it, and the Grubby Mozzie for producing. Ass equals coiled. Yeah, you were one of his mods, right? Am I remembering correctly? It was a great time. It was really, really fun. Shout out to Grubby for putting that on. Super, super fun. Storybook ending. You know, dude, I felt so bad for Yamato though, because he seemed like he was on the verge of crying, bro. He put so much work into that, and his coach was so mean. But he was nice after it was over. His coach was just, he was like so mean to him the whole fucking time. And then afterwards, he gave him a nice compliment. He said, hey, second place is incredible. It was really nice. It was actually very sweet. Atrioc, I broke my toe while watching your stream last week. Can I have workers' comp? What work do you think you were doing? Let's see. Let's look at your chat history when you broke your toe. You said... You said pre-jerk the Kirk. That's what. And then you're the guy that said, is that a Wiimote, when I held up my fucking air conditioning? And that's like, that's your two contributions. You're not even subbed. And I have to pay you workers' comp? I'm not, I don't think that tracks, bro. I'm not sure that works. Deny that comp. I can confirm he was high on the job. Caught. Thank you, Mark Confidant, my union buster. Thank you so much. Workers' comp denied. High at work. High at work. Can't imagine it. Can't fucking imagine. I expect all my chatters to show up sober, ready, with a notepad of notes from last stream for follow-up questions and for taking analysis, okay? You can't be showing up high as shit. Can we take bathroom breaks? No, I'm sorry. I need full focus. I'm sorry. You got to pace yourself. This is too important. First question, why'd you lose the Hitman? I got outplayed, honestly. I was, obviously, Spectacore plays a lot of Hitman still. He's a Hitman streamer primarily, so he's great. But what I didn't expect was how good Linkus was. Linkus prepped. He was ready. He had some good shit. He, especially on the third mission, usually he's not so good with those triple shot panic. He did it all. He's kind of in form a little bit. It was good. I was impressed, to be honest. It was a good. It makes me want to play more Hitman, to be honest. Lantier, thank you for the 28 months. Thank you for the 28 months. With Hitman, with Squeaks? Yeah, that is, I don't have a date or anything. I don't have a plan, but we're supposed to. I would really like to do the Hitman thing with Squeaks. I think it'd be really fun. There's a little bit of a Hitman moment happening right now. People are playing it, I think because of Moon Moon. And it would be fun to finally beat it. The Olonius Funk. Thank you for the gifties. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Screen Day for the Prime. Much appreciated, dude. Do you think if the world got its political and economic stuff together, you would pivot to full-time gaming, or would you just end it all? Those are my two options in utopia. No, dude, I don't think I would do either of those horrendous options. I would not do. If the world has got its political and economic stuff together, we're in a literal utopia, and I would probably be outside enjoying friendship and companionship with my fellow man. Okay, I would be living life of touching grass, frolicking in the fields. I don't think I would be inside mass gaming. You can play League though with no job. This is not a truly understanding. League addicts it's not like I want to play League and I had to do other things. Okay? Even at my most degenerate League, it's like League was an addiction, filling the hole of making me avoid any responsibilities. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that. It was an addiction on a lot of reasons. It's not like it was the world's greatest game. The thing is, after many, many League games, I would not have any joy. I would just hit requeue because that's what your brain is trained to do. It wasn't like I was like, this is so fun. Every game is so fun. I actually think League now is a lot more fun. I mean, I haven't played it recently, but like last time we played it, it was like, I'm just playing for fun. The game is fun when but grinding League was really for deeper psychological reasons than, Popcat, they have the 49 months. You probably know, but celebrating Elon lost the suit. Elon did lose the lawsuit. That is correct. I mean, it's not like, I don't know. I guess I'm celebrating that Elon lost, but it's not. It's Sam Altman versus Elon Musk. I'm not. I don't have like a clear favorite. I'm not like. I just think it would be horrible lawfare to allow Elon Musk to use his fucking legal wealth and power to destroy a competitor right before he IPOs. I think that would be super whack. So I'm glad he lost. What was the lawsuit about? Elon Musk was one of the founding donators of money to OpenAI, which was originally a nonprofit. And then as OpenAI started to get bigger and better at what it does, Elon Musk said, you know what? This thing needs to be a for-profit and with me running it. And don't worry, it's part of my plan to go to Mars. And then the rest of the board was like, I like this for-profit idea. I don't like giving it all to Elon. So they cut him out. And then now he's suing them by saying that they betrayed their mission of being a nonprofit, even though he didn't want it to be a nonprofit either. So he lost the suit. Although mostly on a technicality. I think he lost. It was thrown out. Like the jury deliberated for almost no time. They threw it out instantly because there's a statute of limitations on this type of shit. And this happened a long time ago. And he could have sued anytime then, but now he's only suing now as he has a big competitor IPO about to come out. It was very obviously personally, financially motivated for Elon. Also, he had to admit under oath in the courtroom that Grok distilled, basically, trained on OpenAI. Like he had to, and then people were gasping in the courtroom. He just was like, yeah, we just yoinked. I mean, ChatGPT steals too, but I'm just saying that he just yoinked from them. It was 100%, despite saying that, Grok is so different. Hey, Truck, I'm a long-time lurker. I'm an air traffic controller. It's a widely known fact that my industry is lacking a great deal in terms of numbers, with the new number of hires barely reaching replacement numbers. What can the industry do to attract new talent? Are we cooked? It's a hard job, right? It pays well, but it's so hard. And then there's also the huge risk of government shutdowns and everything. So it doesn't pay enough. Well, there you go. I mean, any job, the trick is you could increase the pay. That's the magic of a job market, is that if you really want employees, you could increase the pay, and they will respond to that more than anything else. I mean, listen, as a human being, you are evaluating jobs by three things. It's the pay, the working conditions, and the purpose. So you have to move one of those levers. Either you have to make it seem like really important, monumental mission. This is what tech companies often did in the 2014 era when they didn't want to pay too much extra. They make it seem like we're changing the world, and then everyone's like, yeah, and they're inspired. Or you do working conditions and you make it better in terms of like, better work-life balance or perks at the office or whatever. And then last is pay, but they never want to do pay. My cousin was an air traffic controller for 3 months. He quit to be a teacher, which he says is less stressful. I mean, I've never been an air traffic controller. I couldn't tell you, but I can't imagine he's getting too much happier. Every single teacher I've ever spoken to is stressed. Every teacher. And every teacher you see in our teachers and it seems like the most soul-crushing job right now. There's parts that I enjoy. I don't want to say that. One of my good friends from Arizona is a teacher. And he says, obviously, the students are great. No, well, they're not actually great. Some of them aren't great. But but the ones that are good are really good. It's very fulfilling. But it's just, the parents and the admin are both. And then, obviously, some of the kids are just so fucking poorly behaved. More stressful than streamer? No, of course not. That's the hardest job there is. But obviously, I leave it out because I don't want to seem too elitist. You know what I'm saying? Everyone know. The unwritten rule is like, we don't talk about streamer. That's the hardest job there is. It's like you don't rank big of you. Long time YouTube video, new chatter. As someone who works in quantum, I'm biased towards the hype, but do you think it's an example of people being overhyped on tech that is not near fruition or commercial viability? Yeah, that's probably exactly what I think. I'm a general. I want to see some proof, bro. I'm just a guy that I'm a general skeptic because there's so many examples, if you look at history, of people getting ahead of their skis on this shit. So you probably understand that I'm generally, I need to see free cash flow. I need to see like fucking shit working before I'm like a believer. I'm not saying it'll never happen, by the way. Obviously, shit is happening. People are saying, here's a good example. If you go back every single year for the past 10 years, there was somebody saying, this is the year self-driving takes off. And technically, they were all wrong. However, it will happen. It is happening. Like if you go back 10 years ago, we were way farther behind than we are now. I see Waymos every day. Like shit is happening. It's just not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to balance these two thoughts in your brain. One is that people often overestimate how quickly it'll happen. And number two, it will happen. Okay, so it's like people take the wrong lesson. They go, "Oh, you said that last year didn't happen, so it'll never happen." It's not true. It will happen, but it's. Did another Waymos get recalled? I hadn't heard this, but if it's a software recall, it's a headline that doesn't mean anything. That means they just add a software update. People hear recall and they think all the cars are off the road. Waymos are literally every single day. I see Waymos all the fucking time. First time here for a stream. I usually just watch your videos on YouTube. What do you think about League esports this year and how is G2 winning Worlds? I definitely am not cheering for G2. I have a T1 tattoo. However, and by the way, if you guys like League esports, there was a truly legend, one of the greatest games ever. T1 versus Gen G that just happened, game 2. Was actually incredible. I'm not even a super League guy lately, but man, I got recommended that. I watched it. It was so good. So League still got it. That's probably one of the highest level games I've ever seen in terms of like everyone playing on point. That was such a good game. Have you seen those Faker X Karina ads? They've been killing me. No, I haven't. People tagged me. I haven't watched them yet. But Ari Ari found me this. Where is it? There's like Razer did a special thing with Faker where yeah, look. They did a special marketing campaign with Faker where he will record you voice lines you can add to your phone that reminds you to like go to bed and wake up.
Good night. Have a nice dream. Good morning. Have a nice day.
So Ari was showing me this to help fix my sleep schedule. I'm gonna get this shit on my phone, bro. That's awesome.
Good night. Have a nice dream.
That's life-changing. That is life-changing. When Faker arrived in Singapore, the first thing locked in wasn't appearances or activations. It was his rest window. Every detail flexed around that discipline. Yup. That's what it takes, that discipline. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Okay, I just want to talk about this. Let's jump in. I'm not gonna wait any longer. I think it's important, and we're actually on a clock because it happens tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about Thomas Massie. I want to talk about Thomas Massie and what's going on in Kentucky. He is the 7-time congressional representative in Kentucky's 4th district. It's a Republican district plus 17 Republican. Okay. And if you know Thomas Massie, it's likely through some of the coverage we've done around his work with Ro Khanna. Okay. A bipartisan team up, Republican and Democrat, to tackle a number of issues, like, for example, the War Powers Resolution, which prohibited involvement in Iran, or the No Immunity for Glyphosate Act. Okay. Which was basically, long story short, there's a cancerous chemical in Roundup, weed killer, and herbicide. And Trump protected them from lawsuits by saying it's part of defense production. And they were completely protected from lawsuits. They put out a thing to try and stop the immunity for glyphosate so they could actually be sued by people who were had their lives ruined by this chemical. And then third, and most importantly, the one you've probably heard us talk about the most on this channel is the Epstein Files Transparency Act. This really put the Ro Khanna Thomas Massie partnership into the spotlight, where they bucked the trend of Congress at the time and pushed for the Epstein Files actual transparency. And this took a lot of effort and coordinated campaigning and getting the Epstein victims, and was a powerful, successful movement that actually forced Trump eventually to have to sign the bill that forced these files to be released. All of the files we got so far come from their hard work, so it actually is really impressive. And again, he was a guy who originally was like, I thought the Epstein files were an internet conspiracy. And then Trump did this and had these fake binders filled with Epstein files and did the whole song and dance dog and pony show. And he was like, why are they going through all these lengths to pretend they released something they hadn't? The question stayed with him. So he went and he interviewed the Epstein survivors, and he was like, it's a level of evil I hadn't contemplated. So all of this caused him to move forward, find the partnership with Ro Khanna, and eventually get some real progress made, which is very cool.
I want to thank my colleague Ro Khanna for co-leading this effort to bring transparency and justice for these victims. I hope my colleagues are watching this press conference. I want them to think, what if this was your sister? What if this was your daughter? When these survivors speak, the Washington establishment is asking the American public to believe something that is not believable. They're asking you to believe that 2 individuals created hundreds of victims and they acted alone, and that the DOJ has no idea of who else might have been involved, that nobody else did anything that rose to a criminal enterprise. The American people know that's not true. Now, the Speaker of the House
Anyway, you get the idea. I think it was a very, very noble act what him and Ro Khanna did, but I've talked about that in the past. Why am I bringing up Thomas Massie now? Well, here's the deal. He has a very big election tomorrow in Kentucky. And just to be quite candid, I generally, if you balance all the things about him, I generally have a positive feeling towards the guy. As a matter of fact, he wears a digital debt clock that constantly updates with the U.S. debt. It's very Atrioc coded. Okay? He literally made this himself. He went to MIT. He made this. Okay? I like that. Do I agree with everything? Probably not. His stance on guns I find to be a little extreme. This is his Christmas card. Okay? But he did do some cool things. His house is completely off the grid. He installed solar panels and hooked it up to a crashed Tesla battery, and he hasn't paid a single electric bill in 20 years because it's entirely, I mean, he has cool stuff. But the most important part, the reason why I have found him to be a important voice in American politics recently is that despite being in the Republican Party, he has 3 positions that I strongly agree on, okay? And I think most Americans agree on, and his vote in that party is very helpful. So they are, number 1, he's anti-war. Number 2, he's anti-debt. And number 3, most importantly lately, he's anti-pedophile, okay? These are the only real issues that we have strong cross-collaboration on, but they're very important things right now. These are very important things right now in American politics. And there's a big movement within the current Republican Party to discredit him or say that he's secretly not a Republican. They can't vote for him in Kentucky or whatever. Try to get rid of him. J.D. Vance kind of made this point right here.
Thomas Massie caught in a throttle.
That's the wrong one. Where's my J.D. Vance? Sorry, 1 second. That is not the J.D. Vance. That's the other video with the wrong thumbnail. Vance one.
I think the problem with Thomas, and I've told him this in private, and
there it is. Sorry about that. Fucking hell. J.D. Vance put it like this.
I think the problem with Thomas, and I've told him this in private, and now I guess I'll say it in public, is it's one thing to disagree with the party on a particular issue. It's one thing to take, to have your independent stand on a number of questions. And by the way, some of the stuff where Thomas Massie has been independent against the Republican Party, I've agreed with him with. Thomas and I worked together during 2023.
What do you think is the one thing that J.D. Vance will say here that he agrees with Thomas Massie on? It's not going to be the anti-pedophile stuff. It's not going to be the stopping the big beautiful bill. And you'd think it'd be guns. No, it's just helping out Ukraine.
Where I was trying to stop the limitless flow of American money to Ukraine, and Thomas was one of the people I was working closest with it. But that's one thing. Being independent, having your own opinions is one thing. Voting against the party on every single issue, you're eventually going to make too many enemies. And that is the problem that Thomas has had. It's not one issue. It's not 3 or 4 issues. It's that every time that we've needed Thomas for a vote, he has been completely unwilling to provide it.
So, big statement from J.D. Vance. He has never voted with the party. So I tried to look into it. And it turns out, if you're a Republican in Kentucky, you would be happy to know that Thomas Massie votes with the Republican Party 91% of the time. And the only times he doesn't are around these issues. When it comes to gun or abortion or religion or whatever, he's 100% locked in. It's just these. So the idea that J.D. Vance is saying is he's this guy that you can never count on him. And I think it's a frustrating line of thought because it makes it seem like what the American people don't want, which is a bunch of politicians who only go on party lines, have zero independence or zero integrity to what their district actually wants. And I think I liked when Tom Massie said the same thing as they tried to ambush him with this hit piece.
How's it going?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Wait, so Congressman, in the last 2 weeks, you repeated AOC's talking points on Venezuela, and Jasmine Crockett has retweeted you. When will you change your party affiliation to Democrat?
I thought you knew. I vote with Republicans 91% of the time.
It seems,
And the 9% I don't, they're taken up for pedophiles, starting another war, or bankrupting our country.
I don't know about that, Congressman. We'll see.
I don't know about that.
Not release.
Anyway, pretty good clip. So these three issues have made him a lot of enemies, and I want to go through these enemies because this election tomorrow has turned out to become extremely contentious, with an extreme amount of money flowing in to try to stop him from winning in a state where he has won 7 times previously. Okay, first you have Donald Trump sending money through a PAC called MAGA KY. Okay, Donald Trump is obviously very frustrated with Thomas Massie for many reasons, but number one being that he is pushing for the release of the Epstein files. That is when they first started saying shit like this.
We're 1 up, 2 up. Sometimes we're 3 up. In fact, we'll have 2 more victories very soon. We'll be 3 up. And we consider that having a massive majority, okay? Right, Mike? That's considered, we're not spoiled. Can you imagine if we ever picked up like 20 or 30 seats? Wouldn't that be pretty? That'd be too easy. I think it would be too easy. It wouldn't be fun. I get these calls from Mike. Sir, could you speak to so-and-so 3 o'clock in the morning? You know, we have believes in us, and they're 5%. Right?
Where's the...
There. Is it? It's 3 in the morning. We go. Same 9 all the time. Just, you got to get me there, sir. Pretty much the same 9. I don't want to name too many, but I would. Dramatic, no. For religion. I think, Mike, what would you say the top? Thomas Massie.
There he is.
There's something wrong with him. We call him Rand Paul Jr. You know, it's like they just vote no. They love voting no. They think it's good politically. The guy's polling at about 9%. Name him. We'll put him in one bill. This guy named Thomas Massie. There's something.
Okay, anyway, there's actually 5 more clips I need to find, but he calls him a moron. He calls him an idiot. He calls him a bad American. He calls him a traitor. He calls him many clips that Trump has here on Massie. Ever since the Epstein file stuff, he clearly is angry about it. He clearly tried to push to have that not released, and now Massie's a problem. Additionally, oh, it's covering up. How do I move this over? Israel, through the AI PAC political spending, is also targeting Thomas Massie, largely because of 2 reasons. Number 1, he opposes the war in Iran. And number 2, AIPAC. And he also is the one who made the AIPAC, which is the Americans Insist on Political Agent Clarity, which is meant to counteract this by making it so that the AIPAC has to register as a foreign agent.
Today, I introduced a bill called the AIPAC Act. You'll see this come up. Nobody knows this. I'm debuting it on your show right now, which would make AIPAC subject to Foreign Agent Registrations Act. For some reason, they're immune right now. And I think not just the money that's spent in politics, but the lobbying that happens on Capitol Hill should be reported if it's a foreign country, whether it's Great Britain, Australia, Turkey, Qatar, or Israel, it needs to be reported.
100%. And they would like that to not pass. So they are donating heavily to his opponent and none to him. So you have Trump, who's mad about Epstein stuff. You have Israel through AIPAC, who is mad about Iran war and his piece here. And you have, additionally, billionaires. You have billionaires through the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. U.S. Chamber of Commerce, you might think, is an official U.S. government organization. No, it's just the largest lobbying group in America that represents business interests. And billionaires, largely Monsanto, Bayer, defense contractors, all of whom do not like Thomas Massie and his blocking of bills that benefit them. So all 3 of these are combining to attack him in this primary. They have all spent money. Every one of them has a reason to try and get him, and they're all tossing money in, which is why, combined, it is the most expensive House primary in the history of the United States, which honestly seems small at a whopping $32 million. But that is $32 million being spent only on a primary, not even the election, just to prevent him from becoming the Republican nominee where he's won the last 7 times. I want to show them. Even Pete Hegseth, who has both the Trump angle and the Iran war angle, is out there today stumping for his opponent. So let's talk about his opponent. Who is he up against? Oh, wait, one more thing about billionaires. So most of the billionaires are naturally against him, given that he voted against the big, beautiful bill and their tax cuts and yada, yada, yada. But there was one billionaire who was supposed to stand up for Thomas Massie. Back in June of last year, when everyone was talking about the debt, Elon Musk said every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame, and they will lose their primary next year if it's the last thing I do on this earth. This guy said, well, please support Thomas Massie. The establishment is working to primary him because he's a genuine fiscal conservative and opposes the big bloated scam. Elon Musk said, I will. Okay? I'm going to be there for you, Thomas Massie. This is part of my core beliefs. I'm a billionaire who's going to use my power for good. Elon Musk sits out Thomas Massie's primary. This is from today. Elon Musk has donated no money, no time, and mentioned nothing. I would hate to mess up his relationship with Trump. So, who is Thomas Massie running against? Because I guess theoretically, there could just be a challenger who's better than Massie, money aside. This is Ed Galreen. Ed Galreen here is Trump's chosen challenger. And I do say Trump's chosen because Ed was not planning on running. He had no interest in running for this position in Kentucky until Trump called him because Trump, quote, needed a warm body to beat Massie.
He's like central casting. I said, this is the guy I'm looking. I want to just give me somebody with a warm body to beat Massie. And I got somebody with a warm body, but a big, beautiful brain and a great patriot. He's unbelievable.
He just admits it. He just needed anyone. He literally just needed anyone who we could prop up to try and take down Thomas Massie. So we got Ed Galreen. Ed Galreen can sum up his whole campaign in one sentence. I used to be a Navy SEAL. I can't talk about it because SEAL Team 6 is classified, although all indicators seem to point towards the fact that he wasn't actually on SEAL Team 6. He wasn't in combat. He was part of the support staff, but he makes it seem like he was out there, you know. But okay. Anyway, he always says it's super classified. He's like, he always ranks classifications. He's like, there's classified, there's top secret, there's super classified. I was one level above that. I can't talk about it. That's all he says. And then his other main qualification is that he's endorsed by President Trump. And so most of his speeches for this campaign have been simply just glazing Donald Trump.
And the first thing that struck me is he looks 20 years younger in person. I don't know not what's going on with those cameras, but the president I saw was a spring chicken.
He talked about how young he is. He talked about how he's nicer than Christ.
I'm in here with the most powerful man in the world. The second thing I'll tell you about him, just as kind as the good shepherd.
Just nonstop glazing of Trump. He said Trump's war in Iran, which is, of course, deeply unpopular. I believe, the most unpopular American conflict since they've recorded it. He said, don't worry about it. It's, quote, 5D.
That prompted me to ask how he feels about the war in Iran, which has caused prices to soar.
The president is playing five-dimensional chess. He is resetting the entire global power structure.
But then he decided 5D chess wasn't enough. So next time they interviewed him, he upgraded it.
I stand for what the president has brought forward, and he is playing. He's not playing three-dimensional chess. He's playing nine-dimensional chess with what's he doing to reshape the entire world.
So you get the picture of the guy. More important than that, every time Kentucky has had a debate to pit these two against each other so that voters can actually see where they stand on the issues, Ed doesn't show up. His entire plan is basically say nothing about his past, say nothing about his positions, tie himself to Trump, and run attack ads like this one, which he's using the $35 million of super PAC money to get.
Thomas Thomas Massey caught in a throuple in Washington. He's cheating with the squad on the America First movement.
So this is an AI-generated ad faking Thomas Massey to be hanging out with Ilhan Omar and AOC. This is the throuple ad they've been running all over Kentucky. The entire point of it is to put the AI disclosure in small print here and then hopefully trick boomers. Trick voting boomers.
On the America First movement, Massey voted with the squad against Trump's tax cuts. Massey voted with the squad against finishing Trump's wall. He voted with them against hiring new border agents. Well, this is worse than adultery. It's a complete and total betrayal of President Trump and Kentucky conservatives. On May 19th, fire Thomas Massey. MAGA Kentucky is responsible for the content of this advertising.
And that's not the only AI they've used in their political campaign. Their Facebook had a post, quote, from Ed Galreen that read like this. So it's like a ghost campaign. It's literally just propped up with Trump money, Israel money, and business money to try and defeat someone who has voted for their independent interests and has done a reasonable job for the people of Kentucky. I mean, it's wild. Trump is out in full force, constantly writing longer and longer true social posts about how he is the worst and most unreliable congressman in the history of our country, very disloyal, a major sleazebag. Trying to take him down. Now, people have stood up for him. Marjorie Taylor Greene came out and said, there were only 4 of us Republicans that signed the discharge petition to release the Epstein files. Thomas Massey, Nancy Bates, Lauren Boebert, and myself. Trump has come after us one by one ever since then. The president told Speaker Johnson not to allow the vote to happen, but we courageously went against the president and refused to budge, which is the reason the vote was able to make it. The reason the files were able to even start to get released. The election, however, is tomorrow. The election is tomorrow. And going into it, despite a massive lead for most of the campaign, Thomas Massey in polling and in betting markets has begun to lose ground. The enormous impact of the endorsements and the money is starting to weigh against him. I don't know how that's going to go tomorrow, but right now it is looking like both in polling and in betting markets that he has flipped to an underdog, Thomas Massey, and Ed Galreen is taking the lead, which is a huge disappointment. Donald Trump, by the way, is so nervous about this because losing this will be a huge crisis point for helping other Republicans feel brave enough to speak up against him. Okay? If Massey wins, other Republican members of Congress will become more vocal in taking on the White House. It's a big risk. He stands to gain not much, Massey said of Trump, and he stands to lose a whole lot when they lose this race against me. I do hope he wins. I do hope he wins for beginning that movement. And the reason, and because Trump sees it as so important, he is out in full force. Not only has he sent Pete Hegseth, but he is having a telethon phone banking campaign tonight. This came out 10 minutes before this presentation.
I'll be doing hopefully a very powerful tele-rally tonight for a friend of mine, Ed Galreen, who is a fantastic man, a fantastic hero, war hero, farmer from Kentucky. He's running against the worst congressman, in my opinion, worst Republican congressman, in my opinion, worst Republican congressman in the history of our country. The guy's a total disaster, and you know who it is. Thomas Massey, he's the worst. So we have to get out and vote. We have to make sure that Ed gets there. I mean, Ed left the Republican Party because he couldn't stand Massey, couldn't stand watching him, couldn't stand how disloyal he was to your president. He left the Republican Party, but he came back, and he came back strong. He couldn't stand Massey, and neither can I. A bad guy. So get out and vote. Thanks a lot. Bye.
So again, obviously, you know my stance on this issue. I very much like Thomas Massey to win. It's only one day till it's happened. So if you're seeing this and you happen to be in Kentucky and have the ability to vote, I encourage you to vote. I think Thomas Massey is a better choice for the people of Kentucky and for the people of America. But the larger discussion that I found while reading more into this is really how insanely prevalent the this type of thing is across races across America. The amount of money being spent to upset primaries and upset challengers and get the right candidate for a role is so big in the country right now. And it's worth noting that Thomas Massie can't even lose this, then drop out and run as an independent because Kentucky has sore loser laws that don't allow him to do that, even though he likely would win after losing this primary because he would get both Democratic voters and other voters. You just can't. They have sore loser laws that don't allow you to do that. If you lose one primary, you can't do another, which is quite stupid. But so I looked in the numbers, and it's like it really does come back to Citizens United, which was the landmark case that basically treated corporate money as free speech, that allowed them to do these massive super PACs to donate with absolutely no legal consequences, no investigation of corruption or bribery. And I think if you go back, I mean, I've obviously been against Citizens United for a long time on this channel, but this is the first time I really looked at the numbers. And the numbers are so stark, okay? The second Citizens United passed, which, by the way, was a 5-4 Supreme Court decision, very hotly contested, could have gone the other way. Since this passed and changed 100 years of previously established campaign finance laws, we have seen the percentage of money that comes from billionaires skyrocket. Again, I can move this over so you can see it. It is absolutely skyrocketed. Okay? More and more of our elections are being decided primarily by those with absolute massive fortunes. Okay? You can see here, federal election donations by the 100 wealthiest Americans went from near nothing in 2008 to absolutely over $1 billion now. Now think about this. If they're donating over $1 billion in just 1 year, and this election, if they win it tomorrow, only cost $35 million, then it's a rounding error for them to buy all these spots. That's why my number one priority, I think the number one thing to do to start fixing America is campaign finance reform and money out of politics. It is the only way, because without it, it is so easy to switch elections to the people that you want to be winning. And I thought, maybe you don't follow a district in Kentucky, but I wanted to inform you on this because this election tomorrow is really important. I'll happily celebrate if Thomas Massie wins, even though we disagree on many things. And I hope if you have an ability to influence it, you do too. Thanks for watching. That's my update. Okay. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I think that's it. I thought that was an important thing to update on. Did I skip any? No, that's the main things. So what are the poll estimates? I think he's leading by, I don't know how many points, but Otter Space at the Prime. Why are people persuaded by campaign ads? I don't know, boomers, bro. They watch TV. I mean, everyone's stupid. It's not just boomers that are stupid. People who are younger are persuaded by one reel or one TikTok that says something. If there's a persuasive enough short, they go, yep, that's it. That's my new worldview. I've learned all I need to do about that. So it's not, okay, but boomers, definitely the ads work on them. They just flood TV. But it's more than, it's the amount of spending is crazy. I'm not throwing my mom under the bus, but my mom texted me within the past 48 hours out of the blue about how she's got like this bad feeling about Thomas Massie. I'm like, Mom, you're not in Kentucky. Wait, like the spending must have reached you. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like a huge coordinated push to make this guy out. And it's very obvious that it's because of his stances on the war, on Epstein, and on business, on debt. Do you think voters are turning against incumbents in terms of the economy? Have you ever watched my content in your life? Is this your first Atrioc stream, or are you asking me like a setup question? You have 999 messages in my chat. You've been a 7-month sub, and you're asking this sincerely. Like, do you ever thought about this? Don't give me a layup, bro. It's crazy how campaign finance reform had bipartisan support with John McCain, and then Citizens United just nuked it. I mean, it's just so hard to fix now because Citizens United can be used to block Citizens United reform. Of course, corporations will donate heavy amounts to stop it, but that's why I want it to be more well understood that that is a load-bearing cancer in American politics that makes non-difficult things way more difficult. That alone would be a huge step of progress to overturn Citizens United. If I was a billionaire, I would bet big on Ed in the betting markets to make it seem like he's winning. Do you think that's likely? I'm coping. No, I don't think that's what happened. You can see where the bets came from. I think more realistically is that they're spending a fuck ton of money. I mean, we'll see. No one knows. It's definitely, there's been way bigger swings than that on betting markets. It's still pretty close. The polling is pretty close. The betting markets are pretty close. It could still go either way. I do think it's just good to get the message out there that, like, what is happening? It's not like Thomas Massey is this anti-American fucking deep state disaster. It's for these 3 reasons, there's a lot of money being spent. And obviously, people are pissed at Trump, though. That's the thing. If it was a statewide general election, I think Thomas Massey would be safe. The problem is it's a Republican primary. It is only registered Republicans voting in Kentucky in a deep Trump district. So Trump hating on Massey is like a very powerful counter signal. It's a very important bellwether election to see if you can be Republican, defy Trump, and survive. If he can, it opens up other people to defy him. If he can't, then everyone just falls in line. If Massey wins, Trump is cooked. I do believe that if Massey wins, Trump is very, very in trouble because he's really put a lot on winning this election. He's kind of used the full force of his social media cannon and money and connections. If he doesn't win, it's a real sign that he's kind of impotent. Would you rather Massey lose the primary but Democrats win the seat? Democrats will not win in Kentucky District 4. 0 chance. So I would rather Massey win. Also, it's just good to have Massey win because it's a Republican vote that, breaks from the ranks on things like the Big Beautiful Bill. Also, more importantly, I like democracy, and I think the people of Kentucky are more pro-gun than I am, and they like Thomas Massey. He's won 7 times. They like him. He generally had good polling up until right now when Trump turned on him. I think he did really good work with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. I don't mind that he has different principles than me. I think the fact that he's not bought out is more important. Different parts of the country got different principles. Shouldn't have held hands with AOC and Omar then. That was a mistake, Massey. You shouldn't have had that throuple. That was your mistake. And to do it all on camera? You fool. Did you see that betting markets are selling user IDs to trading firms? Rapid trading firms are front-running polymarket retail winners. Yeah, it's like scraping insider trading. Because there's so much insider trading on the betting markets now that if you find the reliable winners, you can scrape them for real stock market trades. What if you called up your best friend Gavin Newsom and coached him to fly around in Hitman? Maybe I would. Maybe I would. I think he would really get it. That's our next trip. We're gonna do a Fortnite Friday, but it's flying around in Hitman. Have you seen the Korean stock market lately? Dude, the Korean stock market is so insanely cooked. They're more degenerate than Wall Street bets here. It is a mass lunacy. They are single day wildest option trades, massive swings. No, it's not cooked like it's down. I mean, it actually did have a big drop lately, but it's just filled with gamblers, bro. It's getting so divorced from fundamentals. I was thinking about bond markets getting nervous. Is that a big deal? Bond markets for Japan and the US are quite high right now. That's the borrowing cost when the government wants to borrow money. Japan's borrowing cost shockingly high. America's borrowing cost shockingly high. It's kind of an indicator that the bond market sees inflation coming. And they won't accept smaller yields. 10-year at 4.5. I thought it hit 5. What's the US 10-year at? No, it's 4.5. You're right. If it hits 5, that'd be loco. Is Tencent a good investment? I bought hella because it seems undervalued. I'm not your financial advisor. I will tell you that Tencent is like all Chinese major tech companies, you can't actually own a piece of it. So what you bought is a Cayman Islands share of a holding company that claims to have a percentage of Tencent's profits. So you don't actually own any of Tencent and you have it's like a shell. So there's a risk. There's a risk in all those. You have no legal claim really, if like you would with a piece of stock. You're not a real owner of the company. So there's more risk. I mean, you can invest in like ex-US, ex-China. There's like ETFs that have only global stocks, no US and no China. Because if you do a global stocks, no US, you end up owning a ton of China. And the Chinese stock market is just hasn't done very well. Super underperforms. Taiwan GDP growth is crazy, like 13%. Yeah, I mean, it's that all of the hyperscalers of the world are buying Taiwanese chips, full demand, every single one they can make at markups nonstop. There is so much money flowing in from American tech and Chinese tech and European, everywhere to Taiwan. It is weird though, because it's their, it's like a Dutch disease or something where they're so focused on the chip industry. It's kind of crowding out other things in the country, but it's still good for them. TLDR is a good video on Taiwan. Is there good videos to watch? Wait, who's made a fucking banger video recently? I wanna watch something, bro. I'm trying to learn something. Who made a banger video recently? Investigating the president's stock trade 1 hour ago from Voidzilla. Trump did have his stock trades were released.
President's trading record, so you don't have to. Recently, he released a filing that shows the stock trades that were made on his behalf. I should say immediately that the president denies exclusively doing these trades. They say these are all done through fully discretionary accounts, independently managed by third-party financial institutions with sole and exclusive authority over all investment decisions. Neither President Trump, his family, nor the Trump Organization plays any role in selecting, directing, or approving specific investments. Now, do we believe that? I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's personally directing all the investments, but what's strange is it rhymes with the Nancy Pelosi defense. Everyone knows Nancy Pelosi is a famously good stock trader, or specifically her husband is. And that's the whole excuse. She says, she's not into stock trading, even though, she has all sorts of insider information through her role as former Speaker of the House, as a Congresswoman. So people have been suspicious of her for years. And what makes this an ironic video is that this is something that Trump actually picked up on.
Wait. I'm so sorry, but Spurs OKC is 97-97 with 30 seconds remaining. Wait, what the hell? How do I watch this? Is it on Prime? I really want to watch. I'm gonna have to use legal methods. Oh, I found it legally right now. Thank God.
How many chances did the Thunder have, and how many deflections
Holy.
on that play?
Holy.
Stumble there by Harper. Deflection there by SGA. Deflection there by Mitchell. And Holmgren on the backside picks up the foul.
86% in the playoffs at the line.
37 seconds remaining.
The regular season made the first Spurs to buy one.
I can't show it on stream, obviously.
Coach Dagnall, Jamal.
But it's legally.
A timeout here. Are you allowing your MVP to go for a 2-for-1 situation here?
99-97. We're just a little behind.
So I'm saying timeout on the rebound.
Scoreboard is ahead.
So you can advance into the front court if you want to get that 2-for-1 opportunity.
You got to keep Wemby off the offensive glass here.
And that's Hartenstein fighting him.
Show the scoreboard.
Timeout Thunder. The Spurs lead by 2.
Well, I'm showing the scoreboard right here.
37.1 to go in regulation.
Here, wait.
So you know when you watch a regular season good game?
Yes.
And the announcers say, I'd sign up for 7 games just like this. I'm glad we all signed up.
Right.
Because
Yes.
if this is one of 4 through 7, whatever it's going to be, this has been something right from the jump.
Look, both of these teams have earned the right to be in this situation here, Final Four situation for our game. But now we're going to see what this young Spurs is made about in terms of their defense. We know the champs, they've been good in clutch time games, but we haven't seen the Spurs in this type of environment closing moments, a 2-for-1 opportunity. Does the Thunder go quickly here, Jamal?
That's the question. I think they want to go quickly, but then you see if the Spurs come out a different defense. You don't like the shot. Back it out.
There we go.
Okay, Gilgeous-Alexander, not only the MVP this year, but clutch player of the year.
Dude, this is the worst part of the last 30 seconds of an NBA game, dude. Like, it slows down to a crawl. It slows down to a fucking crawl. Okay, is it starting? I mean, I just want to know. This is like a really important. I mean, I really, really, really want the Spurs to win. Honestly, I want this fucking Spurs to win. I hate the fucking Thunder, dude. If I was in a room with fucking Hitler, Mussolini, and SGA, and I had a gun with 2 bullets, I'm killing all 3. I'm lining it up, though. I'm lining it up, though. I'm not. Everyone's rooting against the Thunder, I'd say.
It's into Gilgeous-Alexander, tries to go quick. Little hesitation, stumble, off the window.
SGA draws a foul.
They pulled Wembanyama a bit away.
SGA draws a foul.
Hesitation to get SGA.
Speaking of 2 shots.
Spurs still have a challenge if they want it. And they, as they know, foul. Yep, the shove down low.
Speaking of 2 shots.
2 free throws for SGA, 6 of 7.
Shocked he's getting the call. He makes the first one.
Spurs have a timeout. Rich Johnson sending instructions from the sideline.
But you see how quick Jamal SGA went.
Yep, that 2
Only
for
4
1.
seconds went off now, so now you reported that.
He makes the second one. Tied up. Tie game. Tie game. Spurs have the ball.
33 to go. Here we go. Caruso guarding
Wemby.
giving up about a foot.
Towering over the fucking court.
On the switch.
100 feet tall.
Williams guarding.
Wemby's got the ball. Oh, a little footwork, a little spin. He makes it.
Timeout Oklahoma City. 11.
Wemby.
Wemby's giving the Spurs a 2-point lead.
Holy.
I want to see how the Spurs.
Dude, it looks so ridiculous. He's so much taller. It's like he's playing with a child. It looks, it's like everyone else in the whole NBA is getting low broed. He just puts it in. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. It looks like he's cheating, bro. Everyone else looks too small. Boom, the spin? How do you defend that? How do you defend that? You can't possibly. Okay. Okay. Well, they're up 2, and there's only 11 seconds remaining, so just need to stop. Just need to stop.
Number 1, you got to get the ball in because you don't have any timeouts, right? And you're going to have to score through contact. When you get to this level in the Final Four,
Thunder make a 3.
Finals,
It's a instant GG.
They're reluctant not to call something a normal shove, so you're going to have to play through contact if you're OKC.
No 3 and then no and 1. No 2 and a foul.
Up. A 2 does not beat you. A 3 would knock you out.
And you got Castle on him.
11.5 to go. Thunder out of timeout. Spurs by 2.
All
Defense
right.
giving direction as they look
Thunder.
at the set by the Thunder.
Thunder inbound.
Jalen Williams to trigger. Mitchell. The action comes, trying to get Gilgeous-Alexander free. He's got
SGA's
it.
got it.
Left. SGA to the basket. Lays it up. They pulled Wemby away. SGA to the goal. Tie game at 101.
And to your point, Jamal,
Fuck!
the reason why they did a cross direction there, Wemby was reluctant to come help because if he would have came baseline, it was a wide open shot.
Fucking SGA, bro. Thank God it wasn't an and 1, though. I'm surprised the ref didn't whistle there. Give him a freebie. All right. All right. I think NBA teams should have a combined height cap, like a salary cap. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome if NBA players had to have like a little person to balance out Wemby. So that'd be such a fire idea. You'd have to fucking. Curry's value goes way up. Yeah, your ability to be dominant with a shorter height goes way up in value. Curry becomes the MVP. They'll clone Muggsy Bogues, dude. They'll bring him back. Okay, I mean, this is probably going to OT unless they can make a fucking miracle here. Definitely a good game one, though, for the series everyone's been hyping. They've been saying this is the finals. It's basically the finals. Whoever wins this is going to win it. I don't know. Maybe the Knicks can pull something out of the East, but certainly two incredible teams, seemingly evenly matched. Wemby blocked. Wemby blocked, goes to OT. OT! Anyone's game. Anyone's fucking game. Atrioc, please read the opinion article on the Oklahoman search underdog. This is the one where they compare it to Israel. They're like, the OKC is a scrappy underdog, just like Israel or something. I think I saw that. Yeah, that is funny. It was a Thunder hit piece. Please ignore. Bro, we're in OT. Bro, I'm watching. What do you think? Give us play. It's not happening yet. Dude, there's just they slow the game down so much at the end of NBA games, dude. It's like 30 seconds commercial, 30 seconds commercial, foul, 30 seconds commercial. I haven't been following the NBA too much this year. Are my Kings still in the playoffs? Yep. It's Kings dynasty year, Doug. People are saying no one can stop the Kings. They said Wemby would have had a generational year if not for the damn Kings. So good time to step back in. Light the beam, dude. The beam team. It's honestly, it's a Kings era. The no Kings protest was because they were winning the NBA too hard. Yeah, you didn't see no Kings, bro? Everyone's pissed. This dynasty's gone on for too long. Okay. OT.
Thunder have been here 5 times in the regular season. Spurs twice. Postseason OT for these teams for the first time in 2026.
And no J-Dub to start overtime.
Wembanyama again.
Wemby's got the ball.
Guard, kick down the cell.
Brick.
Just on the three. Caruso wouldn't let Wemby get there. Thunder for the lead with Gilgeous-Alexander. Attacks Lawson, seems trying to go quick.
Spurs got it again.
Spurs back the other way.
Oh.
Caruso blocking out.
Fumble.
Wemby creating a
Sloppy.
turnover on Dylan Harper. Is anyone else out here he wants to guard?
All right, OKC.
Playoff career high 27 points for the veteran. All these young, talented players on both teams.
Shay's got the ball.
Caruso.
He's seen his own here, Jamal.
Trying to create. Air ball. Oh my God, they get it back.
He's got to shoot.
Knocked out of bounds. It's going to go the other way.
But those plays right there, the urgency the Spurs have to understand at this level, there's only 4 teams left. Everything matters, every single possession.
Caruso didn't know the ball did not hit the rim there.
Right. Both teams do still have their challenge, by the way, if needed here at OT. Jalen Williams set to come in momentarily. Castle hit the deck hard as he slipped.
Ow, 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 ow.
He's going to need a minute. Foul on the Thunder. And
You hear 6-7?
Going left, spinning. Gets fouled by Mitchell. Lost his footing.
How quickly hit the deck. He gets up. He's okay.
All right, still 101,
Side out
101.
San Antonio, minute 4 into OT. No points. Holmgren hedges out. Castle's got a pass.
Oh, Castle dunks it. 103, 101.
Then comes off the rim like Prince in the Chappelle show skit.
Defense.
Floater. Inside.
SGA, brick.
From the field, 6 of 21. The presence of Wembanyama, a factor on many. The pass to Wemby sloppy.
Oh. They're kind of playing nervous. Up.
To the basket, Chet Penny Over to the deck. Last touch first.
This is a sloppy ass. Whoa.
Challenge that. They look back to the
Oh, scoreboard.
Sub up right away when they're thinking about a challenge. To buy them an extra second to look at the iPad or the tablet, and they call a timeout here.
Yeah, both teams gassed.
Off the foot of Holmgren last.
Damn, Wemby died for that shit.
Saw that.
Ass to
Took a
face.
shot to the face too. Remember, he was was in concussion protocol. In that
Wemby did
Portland
get a
series.
face full of ass, which when you're 9 feet tall is pretty rare.
There's a challenge
He's usually never down there in the ass height.
Was falling and with no intent ended up hitting him on the head, and the head hit the floor.
Yeah, this is going to be Spurs basketball.
The Spurs are really sharp about this. It's almost like there's a one-word call.
I mean, he hates Chet.
On a punt. When you say no fair catch, get away from it, they say Peters. It's like a one-word call. As soon as there's something close to buy up,
I am aware that SGA is Canadian. I am aware of that.
Way to get in, and it gives him a couple of seconds to look and challenge.
After review, it's been determined that the ball last touched the right foot of Holmgren. The challenge is successful. Call on the floor is overturned to San Antonio basketball.
Okay.
Spurs were infrequent challengers in the regular season. They're 6 of 3 here in the postseason.
But this is what the Spurs have been looking for.
We invented the game after all. Wasn't James Naismith like
which Caruso does not want to switch now?
playing both
gets
sides?
downhill,
Wasn't he American and Canadian?
Gets to the last line of defense and gets the dunk.
But that's miscommunication. They've been switching that since regulation, and that's
Is this baseball?
J-Dub and Caruso.
I heard baseball's
absolutely has to be a switch.
picking up
Now
with Gen
you've
Z.
got who you really want on Wemby
Viewership's up.
and J-Dub. Miscommunication there between the two veterans there, Williams and Caruso.
This is a rare 40-plus minute game for Wembanyama. Haven't seen it all year. Very good defense on Champagne.
Insane defense.
Wanted to travel, not call.
Insane defense.
5-2 Dylan Harper. On the
Boom!
Castle for 3.
Brick. Wemby!
Williams for the basket.
Oh, shit. Wemby's a monster, bro.
19 boards now.
Gets the rebound, put it in. All 4 points in overtime go to Wemby. No, actually, Castle got the 2, sorry. Nobody can make a shot from deep.
And a hold of Holmgren.
19 rebounds for Wemby. That's crazy.
8 offensive rebounds.
19 rebounds?
It's, I mean, long arms, and here he gets called for the foul, hooking Chet. Extra possession here.
I'm behind? Yeah, I'm behind, bro.
Side out, it's Wemby's court. A.J. Mitchell is. They've got some offense. Tough to catch for SGA. Pick to Caruso for 3.
Caruso just cashed a 3.
This dude is out here looking like Stephen Curry from 3.
He is too shy of his career high in the regular season. He's got 10 more than his playoff career high.
I thought you were going to get real bold and say he's out here looking like Reggie Miller.
I know better than that.
Caruso looks like Northern Lion, bro.
Good hands by Caruso to knock it away.
Oh my God. Uh-oh. Still a minute 40 left. Anyone's game.
First game he's playing in about 3 weeks. He's knocked it away.
Oh, damn. Fucking Wemby got stripped. Caruso's going crazy. Oh, thank God they missed that 3.
And out of bounds off Oklahoma City. Spurs ball.
I would have liked for them. Again, I know Mitchell is the second leading scorer on this team, but he's done nothing tonight.
Why the Lakers get rid of Caruso, bro?
Run some time
We could have had a even whiter team.
And get a quality look.
And right now, Steph Castle has a.
We could have had an even wider team. OKC is Satan's basketball? True. Fucking true, bro.
It's the most by a Spur in any playoff game in their long history. First 4 of overtime, San Antonio. Last 5, Oklahoma City. Thunder by 1. Buck 20 to go. Caruso.
Wemby, slay them, you are God's spear. Ah, Champagne, you had to make that.
Fighting for it. Caruso throws it off Wembanyama. He's having another.
Caruso's going crazy. Caruso's going crazy, bro.
Dude, I told people last year when I had a front row seat of the
What
finals.
the hell?
Yes, SGA was great.
The Caruso show.
Yes, J-Dub had 40 points. in
How
game
is a
4.
bald white guy
But the reason
outperforming
why
a
the Thunder won the title was
7-foot
because of
alien,
Alex
bro?
Caruso.
8-foot alien. And by the way, wait a second. By the way, speaking of bald white guys, I mentioned Caruso looks like Northern Lion for 1 second, and then librarians in my chat. You said nothing all stream, and then I said Caruso looks like Northern Lion, and then suddenly you're just fucking spamming messages.
Can't hit the silencer. Kept alive by Williams. 45 seconds left.
Uh-oh. Need to stop in a 3. Is this over?
Time. Glance at the clock.
Need to stop in a 3 for the Spurs.
Pull up. Way off. Spurs got number.
OKC, bricks.
5 on 4.
Wemby shoots a logo 3. Ah, it's cash! Oh, it's cash! Logo 3 from Wemby! Ice in his fucking veins!
Ties it at 108.
Whoa!
Thunder.
26 seconds left, tied in overtime.
Body blow between these two teams.
What a fucking game 1, bro.
Wembanyama, are you kidding me? In transition.
Damn, that was actually ice cold from
20
Wemby.
Playoff game, 32 points, 20 rebounds. That is first 3. Let's go back.
First,
That's an
Alex
Atrioc level
Caruso.
shot for
Come on,
sure.
You've been talking about the big shots he's made all game.
What did he say? I'm not tired.
Damn, these guys are gassed.
SGA beats Victor Wembanyama's help.
Oh, Cuz loves
Can
it.
they sub in a bench warmer to clock
Alexander
Holmgren?
Walker, the most improved player in the year.
And then in transition.
Damn, I can't believe
Look at
Wemby
this,
just lined up like that for a
your
28 feet.
7'4" center. Nothing but cash money.
There is something about that spot. That's the same
Bro,
spot.
being the 7'4" center, best defensive player on the court by a wide margin, and then you can do logo 3s like that to clutch the game. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. That's such a broken It is such a video game character. That's so broken. That's wild. Shaq and Kobe, but it's one guy. Kind of. He doesn't have like the size and muscle, I guess, of Shaq, but it is kind of a mix. It's very funny. 26 seconds left. Could be a double overtime situation. Yeah, it's like Steph and Yao Ming. That's a good point. Okay.
To have SGA going left.
Mitchell taking the sand out of the hourglass. Shot clock at 10. Now at 8.
Okay, see his last attempt.
SGA's
got it.
Tries to turn the corner.
SGA.
Sees 2.
Blocked.
Williams for 3.
Brick from Williams. Spurs get the ball.
Spurs get a timeout. They get a timeout first.
Is he out of bounds or timeout?
The conversation now with the officials, and they've got the timeout acknowledged.
Well, I think they're going to look at the clock. There might be more time on here as well.
And they have 2 timeouts, and they can advance the ball and get 1 shot for the
0.4
win.
seconds.
And
You
now
can
to
shoot.
your point, Reg, this is where you could throw it up. But watch.
You have 0.4 of a second. I think you can't even realistically shoot that.
Of Harper.
Landing safe. Now he's out of bounds. Has timeout been acknowledged at that point?
I also will say this.
You
Victor's
can do it.
lucky he didn't pick up a foul.
Yeah, you
there
can catch and shoot. I
on
understand that,
offensive
but
rebounding, because he was grabbing and holding Chet once
realistically,
again.
We're not looking at any replays right now. We've got a couple
0.8 maybe?
Wemby lobs from half. Dude, Wemby stands at half court, leans forward, and places it in the.
Officiating staff on Zach Zarba, John Goebel, and Mitchell Irvin here at midcourt. There's Mitch Johnson trying to call timeout here. This team doesn't have possession yet.
Nope, not yet. But he does there.
Yep, he's good there.
0.9 almost. Yeah, they put 0.7
Damn, I can't believe
back
it's a
up
double
there.
overtime.
This is
Game
where that
1,
lob comes
2
into
best
play, Reg,
teams.
you were talking about.
That's awesome.
Throw it up high, see what happens.
Now, this is going to be very important. Who's taking the ball out? If I'm Coach Dagnall, I'm getting one of my bigs on the ball. Huge target. Make it a... Yep, now you've got Chet on the ball with Dylan Harper taking it out.
Good script this year. I mean, better if the Lakers are here, but what are you going to do?
The second left. Will they roll to the basket? Looking to trigger.
Oh, is he all right?
And again we go.
Double overtime.
To double overtime.
Double overtime.
Each team scores 7. 108. And we'll play a 6th period. We're all expecting Wemby to go to the rim. It was Castle, but as it has been all night, it's Alex Caruso everywhere when they need him most. 108.
Oh, that was all ball. I mean, yeah, Caruso isn't even a foul.
Of the Western Finals.
Damn, Caruso went off. Let's make it happen. Oh, man, I want the Spurs to win, actually. Straight up. I would like the Spurs to win. But I am impressed with Caruso, bro. That's honestly incredibly clutch. Dude, NBA Twitter. Alex Caruso tonight, and it's Michael Jordan. Rooting for the white guy. If I don't root for white guys, I can't have this Lakers hat, bro. They gave me the whitest team in the NBA, bro. I gotta. It's so unfailing for us to hit a 3. Yeah, dude. The fact that Wemby's as tall as he is and as defensively dominant as he is, and he can hit a 3, it's crazy. He's a walking bucket. It's crazy. To be lethal from 28 feet? That's disgusting. That is disgusting. The fact that he's not out with injuries is even wilder. Yeah, you'd think you'd get hurt. You'd think he'd get hurt, but he didn't. So far. Apparently he does like an insane amount of stretches. He's like insanely disciplined about doing like an hour plus of stretching all the time. Just more than that, maybe. Do you think height creep is ruining the NBA meta? I do. Listen, I think Wemby's cool. He seems like a good guy, and I think he's got a killer instinct and he's a great competitor. I do think it'd be kind of lame if Wemby ends up dominating for 10 years and they declare him the GOAT, because it would be so lame if you're like, oh yeah, the GOAT of basketball, he's the tallest guy. Yeah, you kind of could have figured, I guess. It's a sport where height matters, and our greatest player is our tallest one. And he's French.
By Dylan Harper, one-on-one. Imano up top. Didn't allow the taller Chet Holmgren. That was a smart move here to start this overtime period. Caruso and J-Dub on the bench here. Get some fresh bodies out here.
Violation, can't sub them in, so it'll have to be the next stoppage. Spurs have 4 players who played over 42 minutes. Only SGA has played over 40 for the Thunder. Champagny in full flight, had it stripped away.
Damn, stripped.
Mason Wallace got the job done defensively.
4 minutes on the clock again.
To give Caruso and Williams a chance to catch their breath.
SGA.
Holmgren fakes it
To
through.
Chet.
Takes it.
Big brick.
Harper the rebound.
From Holmgren.
Career high in minutes played, regular or postseason
Wemby?
for Wembanyama. 45, and he's still going strong.
That was a fucking travel to me, honestly, but
Oh my goodness. Well, people want to know about his durability.
bro, Wemby gets it. Wemby dunks, bro.
Second youngest ever 30-plus point, 20-rebound game in the playoffs. Only Moses Malone ever.
SGA brick.
Out for 3. And Wembanyama secures it. He's
Back to
got
Wemby.
1-on-4. He's going anyway.
Oh,
Everybody's
foul.
in contact and he's fouled.
Foul.
Will they give him 2? Did he have to gather? Yes, they will.
They will.
Look at this right here. One dribble finish. And
This is
then
the
here,
last one.
and then in transition. Yeah, he had to gather right there. Those long strides by Victor. What a start.
His
here to
legs
the
are
second
so long, bro.
overtime period for Wemby.
Nine of 10 at the line tonight.
He makes it. Clutch.
Here comes Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Jalen Williams, all of whom can guard Wembanyama and have guarded him tonight in the half court. You watch Wembanyama, all the talk of time spent with the Monks and all the things he does. This is his free throw routine.
He did spend time with
Deep
Monks.
breaths after he gets the ball.
Okay.
36 points, 21 rebounds.
36 points, 21 rebounds. That is a disgusting stat line.
Absolutely.
36, 21.
SGA gets inside.
That's so crazy. Oh man, no one's making threes, bro.
Spurs will zone defensive look there.
Yeah, it was zoning.
I think he has 2 blocks.
It was a little matrix. Lowered everything right there.
Well, that zone allows Victor to stay in the paint.
And rest. Wemby scored the last 9 for the Spurs. Harper, Williams all over him.
Okay.
Champagny, very late shot clock.
Good D. Shot clock.
Swing.
Terrible shot. Oh my God.
And this is the
Good D,
inexperience
I
at
guess.
times of the Spurs guards, the young guards
That was
are playing
bad.
with the ball a little bit too much. The Thunder are so aggressive on defense.
This is when you miss De'Aaron Fox in situations like this.
Calm them down. Calm the young fellas down.
Spurs up
Veteran
4.
missing this game, right ankle injury, suffered in the Minnesota series. They double Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh.
Takes a three and knocks it down.
And Williams is kind of holding that right leg.
112, 111.
Hamstring issues. Right hamstring earlier in the season, left hamstring last few weeks. 1-point game. Castle. Harper. Inside.
Oh!
Oh. And the bang. And the foul as he
And
pulls his
one.
head in some discomfort.
Yeah, they called it late, too. The official, Mitchell Irvin, looked like Dylan Harper took a shot after the made three there by SGA.
He's still down on his back.
Even the ref
San
gas.
Antonio bench is asking to go review it and look at it.
Yeah, take a
Zach
look.
Zarba, the crew chief, sends the teams back to the bench, and that's the
That's a flagrant. I couldn't see it that well.
Review, flagrant one or not.
Could have
to
been.
keep possession of the ball.
Oh, hey, Caruso. Can't smack a guy in the face, bro, after he's already passed. Wait, that's kind of dirty, bro.
A ruling on the floor, defensive foul is under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
If you look at it, SGA is going up to try to make the block, and on the continued follow-through with the other hand, almost like he was swimming to go get it. He gets the rookie.
Give SGA a free throw for that.
Harper hit from SGA.
He hurt his hand.
The one that was.
He hurt his
called
hand
the
on his
foul.
face,
Yeah,
bro.
and
Give
they
him a
have
free
to
throw.
look at for the follow-through. Again, the Spurs not only playing fewer players, these heavy minutes also came off the 6-game
Why was his
series
face
with
there?
Minnesota. The Thunder have had a week off. Their last game was a week ago where they closed out the Lakers in Los Angeles.
Mike, I don't think we can stress enough.
I don't think it's a
Victor
flagrant. No, actually, I don't think SGA's hit was a flagrant.
47
But
minutes
on the
tonight.
other view, they showed Caruso hitting him. Caruso clearly no chance of hitting ball, and then smacks his
We
face.
were looking at lunch today at Wemby's minutes, talking about how he stayed on the floor and stayed on the floor, and you can't find 40-minute games, and it was understandable coming off of injury, taking care of him, getting him to this point. But man, he answered.
They hit his face
every
twice in one
question
play.
Anybody may have about him as you watch him go through these playoffs.
After review, Caruso fouls the dribbler, and the contact by Gilgeous-Alexander after it is incidental, does not rise to the level of a flagrant foul. One shot.
One shot, one opportunity.
So Alex Caruso will pick
Don't miss
up
your chance
his
to blow.
fourth. And chance for the three-point play. That initial contact where the foul is called.
Yep, and one right there for sure. And then the second one.
An acrobatic move by Harper.
Double whammy.
And just to keep you honest here, both teams still have their challenge as we go through this overtime, and that's a foul on Oklahoma City. They have 2 fouls in OT. The Spurs have none. You get 3 fouls before the bonus in the 5-minute overtime. As you see the heavy minutes on the
You ever
top
make a layup and
five,
your rewards a
especially
punch in the
without
head?
De'Aaron Fox tonight.
But it also shows you the importance if you can steal game one, take away home court here.
It should be big for the Spurs. Makes the free throw.
The Thunder
115, 111.
game since game 6 of the finals. They've won their last 9 postseason games. The game 7 championship winner last year.
Okay.
All 8 this year.
Back to SGA.
Down 4. Again. Holzer trying to get knocked away by Harper. Again, that zone giving the Thunder problems.
That zone, they're giving SGA different looks, keeping him off balance. Turnover by the MVP.
Williams guards Harper. Minute 33 to go. Oh, race behind the back.
Oh my God, what a...
Couldn't get the finish.
Uh-huh.
Here goes Caruso the other way.
All right, Caruso. Uh-oh, the Caruso.
Gilgeous-Alexander secondary. Pitch back. Williams, 3.
Oh, no! Damn!
That's
a cash 3.
Some of these transition
Oh.
shots. We saw Victor
Wait,
28-footer.
triple overtime?
Missed the last month.
Triple overtime? Minute left.
Harper guarded by Williams.
Wimby! Oh, you can't stop that! You can't stop that. He's talking some shit, too.
For Chet. And still
Boom.
the ball. Like I'm taking my ball and going home.
Just get it to Wimby. Get it to Wimby in the paint. You can't stop it. Nothing you can do about that. You can put 3 people on him.
What a pass there by Harper, but more importantly, oh, look at the finish here.
Well, of course that, but I'm glad you shouted.
Dunking over
Was
home,
that an
dude.
angle
Yes.
where the size didn't matter, right? Or did matter, I should say.
It went in full effect right there, Mike. You're right. Great angle to catch and go straight up.
He's doing a Zen.
Wembanyama has 7 with the
118, 114.
in this second overtime.
Minute left.
13 from the free throw line as well.
Damn, he doesn't miss the free throws either.
Final minute,
He's got
Thunder gotta go.
a 3-pointer. He's got free throws. He's got great defense. He's unreal.
The basket reverse with Wemby there to challenge.
Oh!
By Vassell. Williams inside, can't score. Harper's got it with 40 to go.
I think this shit's over.
What defense at the rim by the Spurs.
Insane, dude.
Take your time if you're the Spurs here.
Wait a minute.
Must stop OKC. Castle.
Strain the clock.
Lobbing.
That's such a broken play.
He's unbelievable.
That's such a broken play. I don't know what to do. Just lob it up to Wemby. Oh, it's over, bro.
11th dime of the evening as well.
You can't do anything about that, bro.
A spin motion. Here's the block. Oh my goodness.
Dude, he got
Beautiful there.
Dude, he fucking owned Chet.
By
He
Vassell.
owned him. He dunked on him, then
The
blocked.
eyes. They're the key. Throw it anywhere near the rim.
Yeah. You can't do anything about that.
And let Wemby
You
do
can't
the
do
rest.
anything
Don't hide this
about
ball.
that if he's near the rim,
Only
bro.
one person in this gym is catching that. Haymaker after haymaker here between two heavyweights.
That's 11 and a half feet up there at the top of the box. And he's up there making the catch. You know, this is a night where
I
Shai
mean,
Gilgeous
6 points,
Alexander
22
got
seconds.
The MVP award for the second
Only
time.
one team's done this recently.
Deservedly so.
The greatest team of
His
all time, the
MVP
Los Angeles
season
Lakers.
Last year was terrific.
But
with
you would
better
need a
numbers,
Rockets-level
more efficient
meltdown.
numbers this year. But folks say this is the MVP of the future. Wembanyama will point to you with not just nights like this offensively, but he likes to say, don't forget, defense is 50% of the game. And he was the first unanimous defensive
The Knicks got a chance
player
against
of
these
the
guys?
year this
I
year.
don't think so.
So
I think
his
winner of this
statement
series wins the
may be
finals,
being
but
made in this
theoretically, I
postseason.
guess the Knicks would be
When they win 40
the
games,
best challenger
or they
out of the
lose
East.
20, they're championship contenders. When they get 40 points and 20 rebounds in a game, I would say you're one of the best players in the world. And he is
Wemby's genuinely the
taking
GOAT. Dude,
his
it's so
claim
crazy.
tonight.
He's the youngest player ever in a playoff game to have 40 and 20, albeit in overtime. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the previous youngest. Thunder down 6, gotta go quick. Williams engulfs the ball. Shot clock is off. Harper is fouled. Another Wemby block seals this for the.
It's over. It's over, and it's all Wemby. It's the Wemby show, bro. My God. Dude, the logo 3 to bring it to OT, all these blocks. He was the offense and the defense. He's a one-man fucking show. That block is unreal. He's broken. Oh, he's going to be such a problem. He's going to be such a problem. He's young, too. How old is he? He's like 22. How old is Wemby? He's 22. He was born in 04, dude. Oh, my God. He's going to be a problem for a decade plus. Oh, man, he's going to be a problem. His knees are going to be shot at 40. At 40? I guess LeBron still played at 40. Let me tell you something. He's going to be dominant until he's at least 32, 33. And that's 10 years. Unless he has a major injury, he's got 10 years of being a problem. Holy fuck. He's not even in his prime, bro. Braun didn't hit his prime. Braun was good all different years, but peak Braun was 2018 Braun. How old was Braun in 2018? 33. Braun hit his peak at 33, which means in 10 years, Wimby, you'll still be younger than LeBron's peak. Oh my God, dude. He's going to be such a fucking problem. He's going to be such a problem. Peak Braun was 2013, though. I mean, I don't think so. I think peak Braun's 2018. He's the most complete basketball player, but I think he's good in 2013. He's good in fucking 09. He's good in all of them. He's like more athletic in younger ones, but he's like more of a basketball genius in later ones. And 2018, he hadn't yet had the slowdown that he has now. Did you go back and watch all the seasons? Yeah, I've watched a lot of LeBron over the past year. Because when I'm on the couch or something at night, I'll watch like highlights. The 2018 Game 6 is so incredible. LeBron, Game 6 versus the Celtics. That's peak. That's a peak LeBron. It's the stare, dude. You get is this one. This one, dude. You're telling me that's not peak? This is not peak Braun? Show up, don't talk to anybody, give this stare, drop fucking 46 points. That's GOAT. That's the most locked in any man's ever been. All right, chat. Well, I'm glad the Spurs won. I am. Well, I'll watch this video, actually. I want to see what happened with the stock trades. Only 11 minutes. I want to see this. Boys finale, by the way. Boys finale. This week.
And kind of called her out for.
Members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
That is fucking rich. Thank you, Trump, for finally saying it, man. If there's anyone who could stand up to this corruption in our government, it's you. Thank God.
Now, it's funny as you can see all the people from Congress standing up for that, but it's like, wait, aren't we calling out some of you in the room? Now, this is a line that they say every single time. We need to stop insider trading. We got to stop people from corruptly profiting on insider information. And then we get a big fat nothing. Every time everyone, you know, there's a lot of vocal support, you know, in theory, and then nothing ever happens. Nobody ever gets stopped from doing this. But Nancy Pelosi is specifically singled out here as sort of the worst offender in Congress for these insider trading allegations.
Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was here? Doubt it.
Oh, we got it. We got it. You know, everybody has dunked on Nancy Pelosi forever, myself included, and rightfully so. Okay? She's one of the best traders of all time. In fact, there's even Twitter accounts you can go follow called Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker, where they follow the specific trades of her husband, and you can basically participate in the insider trading allegations once they're disclosed, which is a little bit late anyways. But that same account, interestingly, has recently taken over to talking about these new filings that Trump had to do with relation to what he has been purchasing, because there has been a super unusual pattern of not only a lot of trading of various stocks, but also Like, Trump has gotten into shilling specific stocks, sometimes even with ticker symbols. And the Financial Times specifically did this incredible chart where they showed that, you know, the amount of trades has just exploded recently. And this all coincides with, you know, the Iran war starting here. You know, the activity was ticking up right before that. And all of a sudden, you just have a flurry of stock trading activity where previously you hardly had any. I mean, there were not that many disclosed stock trades. So it's worth looking at some of these. Now, I will say there are just thousands of these purchases, sales. I don't know why all of a sudden this automated process or these independent institutions who are trading on the president's behalf would suddenly start trading now, as opposed to like before where there was hardly any activity. We don't know that. But I want to zoom in on some specific egregious cases where we have trades happening around the time that there just are literal endorsements by the president. Let's take the one Nancy Pelosi stock tracker highlighted specifically, which is the Dell call out. Because on May 8th, the president said, hey, go out and buy a Dell.
Dell, go out and buy a Dell computer. Because they don't care about that. They care about this. They make a great product. They're not looking for any publicity. I give them publicity. They say, well, thank you very much, but it's okay.
Now, this is in response to some like Trump account, I think, contribution the Dells had made. That was ostensibly the reason. But then you look at the trading activity, and the people who were purchasing on behalf of Trump bought Dell $5 million worth on February 10th. And then more on March 2nd.
It's because he believes in the
March
company.
11th, more on March 23rd. And then he endorses a little bit later, and you can see what happened to the stock price. This was an incredible trade, ladies and gentlemen. Double your money in a few months. I mean, you kind of don't
He's a good trader.
Big opportunities like that unless you're, I guess, the president. Here's another great trade. This was highlighted by Judd Legume. He went through some of these things. I'm going to be referencing some of his work here, so I'll link it below. But I pulled the specific trades and put it on a chart so you can see exactly where the purchases were. This is Micron Technology. And you can see here, the purchases are in the green arrows. And all of these purchases culminated in the president talking about Micron as an incredible company. And then all of a sudden, the stock goes parabolic after that. I mean, just has this incredible run right after the president's endorsement, which sounds like this.
I just left the head of Micron. It's one of the hottest companies.
Now, I'll be honest, he kind of called this one like crazy. Like, look at this run up right after that.
Sounds like
almost called the bottom.
Fucking Jordan Belfort and Wolf of Wall Street. I've got this company. It's one of the hottest companies. They got a new product. You got it. You're going to want to get it. You got to get the stock in now. It's just, he's like literally stock shilling as the president.
Exactly. And I guess the question is, does he know something
get on the
here?
ground floor.
Is it the endorsement itself that was, caused it to run like that? Should we view it as advice when the president talks positively about a company to go invest in it? I mean, these are all questions that come to mind when you see a chart like this, but not everything.
Dude, there was one of the Substacks I read where I remember the article and this is like late last year. He's like, basically, my investment strategy is going to find everything that Trump is pushing for and invest in it because they're going to use the power of the government to make it so it can't fail. And like he bought a bunch of intel, and it's all up. It was like an incredible strategy. It's going to be corrupt. I'm going to bet on it being corrupt. Just wild that is just so open.
Thing is so clear cut, black and white, right? Where the president buys, the president talks, and then it just goes to the moon. Before you set up your Trump stock tracker account, it's worth looking at a couple examples where things don't go so well. I want to show you one of the kind of bad ones. This is Thermo Fisher. So on March 11th, the White House announces that President Trump participates in a site visit at Thermo Fisher Scientific. This is March 11th.
Some great information about this incredible company, please.
And when you go to his disclosures, turns out he had been buying Thermo Fisher prior to that, including, by the way, on March 11th. So there's a purchase on the same day as...
So ridiculous to say, like, I had nothing to do with this. It's someone totally independent. All the purchases are clearly tied to what you're doing in real life. It's clearly done with either the knowledge that your being there is going to boost the stock or... You know what I'm saying? This is like so obviously
the president's actual
attempting
visit. The purchase You can see there, March 11th, and it was apparently for $15,000 to $50,000. The nature of these disclosures is they don't tell you exactly how much was purchased. They just give you a range. But when you line these up on the actual trading activity, this actually is a pretty bad trade. Like, this does not end up going well. That, of course, doesn't mean it wasn't corrupt.
Give it time. Maybe Thermo Fisher will get a big government contract or something.
Just like when things go well, it doesn't necessarily mean it was corrupt, but it's worth emphasizing that, like, some of the time there's just money being lost here. And then now let's talk about probably, I think, the most egregious example and also the funniest one. This is Palantir. So Trump famously tweeted out the stock ticker symbol of Palantir Technologies, like PLTR, has proven to have great warfighting capabilities and equipment just out.
He straight up tweeted the stock ticker. I remember this. I wanted to do a clip about this, but I think I was out that day or something. I remember I wanted to do this. It's so ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous to like have the president be tweeting the stock ticker and talk about how great it is. It's just a shill. It's just a stock pump by the fucking president who has the power to use government contracts to buy Palantir.
So everyone thought this was really weird, and then it gets weirder when you realize the president was a bag holder in this stock. Like, he had bought high and then started selling low when the stock went down, which is, always a good move. He starts buying when it rallies as it goes up, and then it dips way down, and this little moment is when the president, like, shills the stock, which I think is, really bad.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy because he's already a fucking billionaire and the president, and he's still trying to make relative. This is a few hundred grand, few million maybe off of this shit. It's so ridiculous, bro. It's so corrupt for not even a major gain.
I mean, again, maybe he had no idea he was sitting on a bag of Palantir that had just dropped. That's definitely
it's
possible.
like scamming for the love of the game.
But he
literally just loves to scam, bro. He loves to get one over on the public. He loves to have the edge. Like, it's not even worth it.
Record is just pretty ugly here, I would say. Where, buy all-time high, sell low, buy more, shill at the lows, and then it keeps kind of going lower. I mean, I don't really know what this says, but I don't know. If it is our president, I don't know that he's a great stock trader. If it's a third party, I think the third party is not necessarily, a great stock trader. But this just all looks really ugly. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see. You don't want to wonder whether your president is, tweeting about something because he's pumping the bags of stock portfolio, or if he actually means something. And this is the most lukewarm take. I mean, you noticed when the president was calling out Congress, everybody stood up, including Congress, because it's just an undeniably obvious position to hold. No one could possibly disagree with the idea that you do not want corruption, right? And so that's why we're giving the biggest worm award to Jim Cramer today, ladies and gentlemen, because this guy had the opportunity to call this out. I mean, just basic stuff like, hey, maybe the president shouldn't trade stocks. And not only is that an obvious take, this is also a segment called Squawk on the Street in CNBC. I mean, their job is to talk about the squawk on the street. The whole idea is you're talking about the scuttlebutt. You're talking about the opinions of the day. And all of a sudden, this slow ball down the center of the plate, why do you have to do? What do you say?
But, the president, the U.S. government got in. He could sell it and give that
and
the
according
number.
to the filings, the president's been trading some intel in the quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, trade.
Got nothing to say about
Well,
Did the guy short circuit? I mean, is he falling apart? The last brain cells of Jim Cramer dying in slow motion? Is his trade?
Trade.
I mean, speak, Jim.
Well
I
said.
like how this guy, he
Well
has
said,
a big
Jim.
old fat smile on his face. He knows this is uncomfortable for Jimmy.
Well, yeah.
All right, don't worry. We're not having technical difficulties here, everybody, but we got to go.
Wow. And they just closed the segment like that? Like, hey, Jim Cramer short circuits live on air
That's so
when asked
embarrassing.
about presidential trades. and we just go to break? Like, isn't this squawk on the street? Don't we discuss? That's the whole idea of the entire
so
show. That's why
bro.
this show literally exists. Unbelievable.
We got to go.
Jim, we'll see you tonight.
I thought we were the, financial news guys. Are we afraid to talk about financial news when it's the president all of a sudden? We're not willing to talk about it. That's off limits. Making fun of Nancy Pelosi, that we all stand up for. Everybody stands up for making fun of Nancy Pelosi, myself included. But all of a sudden, it's the president. We can't talk about it. What's going on, guys? Is this North Korea? I mean, what's happening? You ask for comments from the two groups, and it's like very similar. Both say, hey, we have nothing to do with it. I don't know why we don't just treat apples to apples here, right? So yeah, I just thought this was obviously dumb. I mean, when you investigate it, it looks like some of these trades go great. Some of them go terrible, like Palantir. Some of the Thermo Fisher ones are not good. Dell Technologies did go well. Micron Technology went really well. It's just kind of a mixed bag, but an ugly one. I personally don't want presidents, Congress people, anyone in Washington should not be holding anything other than an index fund. Why should these people be able to pick stocks if they're regulating the industry that those stocks are?
Yeah. Because they need to make some money, Coffeezilla, honestly. And I don't know why you don't want our hardworking government officials to make a little extra squeeze on that. You want them to starve? You fucking monster. No, that was particularly embarrassing from Jim Cramer. And then obviously the timing shows that Trump has been attempting to use his insider knowledge to profit, even if not all of it was successful. That's just the public disclosed stock trades. That doesn't even go into the many, many, many extremely weird oil trades around the Iran war, many of which seem to be done with the express knowledge of what he's about to tweet about Iran war, about ceasefires, or about all that stuff is way, 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 way corrupt. Plus the insider trading on Polymarket and Kalshi and the stuff that his sons do, which is all corrupt. Plus the pay for pardons. Plus, the corruption is just, it's fucking top to bottom. Truly, truly, truly the greatest president of all time. Chat, I'm actually somewhat low-key gassed. I'm going to end here, but thank you for watching the presentation about Thomas Massey. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll do a little morning stream. I don't know if I'll have anything prepared or anything, but we'll just talk. 07. China, I think we're going to do it. I think the boys wanted to talk about it, Doug and Aiden, so I decided not to double dip. So I'm probably going to do my presentation on Lemonade Stand tomorrow. But anyway, 07. I'll see you tomorrow, and we will keep going on this. Shout out to the Spurs for winning. That was fucking sick. Bye.